Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 295 horsepower and then 270 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you can see it's got a flat, kind of boxy look. And then coming down below, definitely an interesting design here for the headlights. And then you guys can see you got fog light down below. Notice the grill's mostly blacked out, but then we also have like the nostrils here. And putting it all together, especially with this brown paint, let me know what you guys think about the looks. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265, 60, 18 on the front and over on the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver ring there on the outside, all blacked out in the center. And yes, we got all-terrain tires, like real all-terrain tires, which is cool. Pretty beefy fender flares. Rock Creek there on the side, and then look at the rest of the bodywork there. And then here is the full side view with the Pathfinder Rock Creek. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got the Nissan logo with the remote start function, and then your lock and unlock function as well. And then when it comes to the hatch itself, it is hydraulic with the opening. With the third row folded down, you can see you've got quite a bit of storage space, but just like most crossovers, or SUVs rather, with this size, limited storage space if you have the third row folded up. And then the third row itself, you can see it's got some amenities like cup holders, but I would reserve it for kids when it comes to space. Again, all SUVs in this segment are not really huge in the third row department. Better for kids rather than adults. But anyways, when you're all done, just plop. Pretty cool taillight design here, and then you guys can see Pathfinder and then Rock Creek down below, and then we've got our parking sensors there at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with the Rock Creek. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see soft touch here. We've got quite a bit of storage, and same thing down below. And then taking a look at the seats, you can see cloth inserts there, and again, I like the texturing here on the outside. Legroom here in the second row is really good. We have a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate zone here in the back, USBs, got some cup holders here with armrests as well. And then headroom back here, it's really good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see soft touch here at the top and down below. We've got all of our window controls here, mirror adjustments as well. And then we do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Now taking a look at the seats, you guys can see Rock Creek here and then the inserts there in the center. And then again, I like the trim on the outside with the stitching. All of our power adjustments here on the side. And then we do have our steering assist and then soft touch here on the dash. And the top of the dash is also soft touch. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see soft touch all around, and then we've got some nice contrasted stitching in the center. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 9-speed automatic. We also have our adaptive cruise control, controls for the center stack as well. Then you guys can see these stalks here on the back. And then take a look at the gauge cluster, analog gauges on either side, and then we do have this little screen here in the center which we can use to scroll through different bits of information on the vehicle. Pretty standard stuff. And then our drive mode will also pop up here in the center. Got a bunch of off-road modes as well as some on-road modes and even a tow haul mode. Now this does come with a 360 camera system. You guys can see in reverse, you got the backup camera with trajectory lines. There's this camera button here on the infotainment system you can press to go through the different camera views, which is a nice feature. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, I'd say that it responds pretty quickly with the functions, and then I like the fact we have some analog buttons to pair with everything. And then down below we've got our tri-zone climate system. We also have heated seats with this, and then you can see the little storage area right there. Shifter here for the 9-speed, and then we got some cup holders, parking brake with our auto hold, auto stop start, drive mode select with our hill descent control, and then pretty big center console. It says Rock Creek there on the top, you probably noticed. And then we got some storage above the glove box, which is nice, and then soft touch as well. And then, yeah, pretty big glove box there. And then last but not least, no center for anything like that. Yeah, so here's the window sticker for this particular Rock Creek. You guys can see most everything is standard. But anyways, total MSRP after all options, $45,920. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors. Just do a blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So setting off in the Pathfinder Rock Creek, and this is one of those vehicles that I have been living with for a week, so I've got a little bit more in-depth impressions. And I actually had a Rock Creek demo last year as well, and with that one I took it off-road, and you know, it actually did amazingly well. When it came to grip, it just was a little bit lackluster with ground clearance. That's the one thing that I will say is I think that Nissan should release a lift kit or something for the Rock Creek for those of you that are actually going to take these off-road, but most people will never take these off-road. So ride quality with the Rock Creek is great. So that's the first big benefit, and this is a random benefit, but it's not only pretty economical, but it's got a pretty big fuel tank, and so you get good range on a tank. Like I've got a Highlander this week as well, just a regular Highlander, and that has like 300 and something miles on a tank, whereas this has almost 500 miles on a tank. It's a big difference. And it's good. And again, I guess I'll make another comparison with the Highlander that has a turbocharged engine. This definitely, like, you know, you got to rev it out a little bit more to feel the power, the torque. With the Highlander, not so much, but there's just something about the responsiveness you get from having 2 more cylinders. It definitely, I don't know, I think it leads to a better driving experience overall. Seat comfort's good, ride quality's good. So yeah, it's a comfortable vehicle, and I like the material use in this. It has it's easy to clean, obviously, but it still has like a rugged feel to it as well. So I think they've struck a pretty good balance with this Rock Creek edition. And so yeah, with what Nissan's trying to go for, building basically a cool looking, more affordable 3-row off-roader, I think they accomplished it. Like I said, the only downside is I do think it would be a little bit better if it had just a bit more ground clearance. And so yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Rock Creek. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, also, I guess we'll dive into this a little bit before we fully sum things up. I think that Rock Creek shows that Nissan should bring back the Xterra, because I mean, it's crazy. Like, every single automaker's now realized that people want these, you know, rugged off-road type SUVs, and you know, this is cool, but you know, body on frame, solid rear axle, independent front suspension SUV from Nissan would be really cool. Yeah, I love the responsiveness of the engine. Let me know if you'd buy that, but I think there's a lot of people that would like a modern. I mean, think about it. Nissan's 3.8 liter V6 is in the Frontier, paired with the 9-speed automatic in a body-on-frame SUV, independent front suspension, solid rear axle. I think a lot of people would go for that. I think a lot of people would absolutely love that. But let me know your thoughts on the Pathfinder. Let me know your thoughts on this compared to other SUVs in the segment like the Highlander, and let me know if you think that my idea is correct with saying that they should bring back the Xterra.